Back at it again with those late wrap-ups. Hey guys, it's Hannah, and today I am doing my December wrap-up and January TBR, even though it is already towards the middle-ish of January. Yes, this is late. Hey Jasmine, look at my baby. Look at her. Isn't she adorable? So cute. You're so cute. She's settled in now, so I think we're good. Let's get a shot of this. Ignore my pajama bottoms, but you know. There's Jasmine, all cozy and comfy, and now let's try and get this book situated. Close enough. So here's a little fun fact for you. There are two books that I have in my November wrap-up, and I said I read them in November, but technically I read them at the beginning of December. So when I was getting ready for this one, I was like, why do I feel like I've already talked about these two? It's because I have. And those two are Murder at the Vicarage by Agatha Christie and Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Myracle. So if you want to see me talk about these, I will leave last month's wrap-up down below because I talked about them in November instead of December because I technically read them in December, but yeah. And I do recommend you go watch it because this book is fantastic, and I have some things to say about this one. Now we'll get into the rest of the books that I read in December. Third book I read in December was All the Wind in the World by Samantha Mabry. Now here's something I found out. She wrote A Fierce and Subtle Poison. I didn't know that going into this book. I didn't connect the two. I didn't realize it was the same author. So Fierce and Subtle Poison, I liked it, but it wasn't that great. The cover's gorgeous. And it was a very interesting story, but I didn't love it. And this one I liked a lot more. This one is set in like New Mexico and Texas. It's set on ranches. The two main characters work out in the fields cutting these plants for the ranches. And it was just a really great YA Western story. And I really like Westerns. Like if you haven't read Lewis L'Amour, I highly recommend it, especially his Kilkenny series. And I just love his Western books, and I love, you know, John Wayne movies, old Western movies. And so I'm glad that there's more YA Westerns happening, and if you have any recommendations, let me know down below. Not to say that this was like my absolute favorite book and I totally loved it, but I did really enjoy it and I thought it was a great Western. The ending was very frustrating for me, but as a whole I really liked the book and I thought it did a great job of kind of tying in magical realism along with real things. I thought it did really well with that. If you're looking for a YA Western and a very gorgeous cover, I highly suggest you pick up this book. And if you read A Fierce and Subtle Poison and you thought it was meh, go ahead and give this book a chance because it is great. This next book I have was my final book of 2017, and it was a random read that I randomly picked up at the library because it was on like the new releases shelf and it looked cool. And that is Thornhill by Pam Smythe. This book made me think of The Invention of Hugo Cabret by Brian Selznick, I think is the author, because that book is told through like pictures but also words, and so it's not a graphic novel, but it's not a typical novel. And this book is the same way. It's got the text, but then, oh, that's just a black page. Then it's got the pictures. And so that interested me, and so I picked it up, and it was fantastic. And it was also like subtly creepy. And the ending leaves you going like this. So it's not exactly how you'd expect it to end, but I really liked it because it makes you, I don't know what it does, but it kind of puts you off a little bit when you think about it. This book is about a girl who is new in town, and across the street there's this old orphan home, and she sees a girl on the grounds, and so she goes and she tries to be friends with her. And so the pictures is the modern day, I think it's supposed to be like 2016, 17, something like that, so like modern day time. And then the words are the diary that the girl from the orphanage was writing. So you kind of go back and forth between the two different time periods and the two different girls. And it was just a really great book. I read it in like an hour, maybe 2 hours if I like stopped to eat or something. But it was just fantastic book, highly recommend it, and a great wrap up to 2017. So keep this in mind for either next Halloween, if that's when you like to read creepy books, or just, you know, if you're in the mood for a creepy book. It's a very subtle kind of creepy. It's kind of like when you walk into a place and you just feel like something's off, but you can't quite place it, so it's not like really creepy, but subtly creepy. Highly recommend it, highly enjoy it. Now I've already read one book for 2018, and I didn't really like it at all, so you'll hear about that next month. But I'm currently reading Ghostly Tales, Spine-Chilling Stories of the Victorian Age, illustrations by Bill Bragg, and it just has a bunch of different creepy stories. Like it has one by Charles Dickens, It has one by Robert Louis Stevenson, and I will tell you the story of how I acquired this book in my next video because I have a plan for this, so stay tuned for that. So far I have read 3 of the stories, I believe, and I am loving it. They're absolutely fantastic. I don't know why I'm on this kind of like creepy book kick, but I am. Cover is gorgeous, and so far stories are fantastic. Dive more into it once I finish it. What will I read after that? My plan, as long as I'm in the mood for it. If I'm in the mood for something else, then I'll pick up that something else, whatever it may be. But at the moment, Lily Little Blue, I'm going to finish it. I'm going to complete the series, and I'm so excited for it. Also, I ordered what's it called? Foolish Hearts by Emma Mills, so that'll be coming in the mail tomorrow maybe, and so I might read that too. We'll see. We'll see which one I'm in the mood for. So that is it for this video. I think this is gonna be a pretty short video, mostly because I already reviewed 2 of my books. Oh me. Comment down below, let me know what books you read in December and how you like a wrapped up year, although you've probably already told me that, but you know what, you can comment it again. Also, since I was pleasantly interrupted by Jasmine, comment down below what pets you have, because I'm curious. Y'all have seen all of them, I think. I have Bella the dog, and then I have Jasmine the calico cat, the gray cat is Sterling, and then the black cat is Waylon, and oh man, he is a brat. I also have cows and chickens, but are they like really pets? Like the cows are kind of pets, they have names. Chickens don't have names. Actually, one has a name. That's how long we've had her. We've had her since we were naming chickens. At least I think she's still alive, I don't know. Her name was Charlie. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all again in another one soon.